Hey everyone, I'm Julie, owner and head trainer at Julie's Canine Academy, and I wanted to make this video to talk to you guys about remote collars, also called e-collars, shock collars, whatever you want to call them. I like to call them an e-collar, and I use them on every dog pretty much that comes through my board and train, and I really encourage people to use them with their own dog. The way that this works is, first, you want to make sure you're getting a really good high quality e-collar. I recommend 3 brands. I recommend Ecollar Technologies, which is the model that I'm holding here. I recommend Dogtra, and I recommend the Garmin. The reason that I recommend certain brands above others is because of the variety of levels. The brands that are sold in the pet stores and the cheaper brands usually don't have that many levels and cannot be used for training because even the lowest level is too high to use on a dog for actual training. So the models that I like to use usually have at least 100 levels. I know the Dogtra goes up to 127 and starts at 0. So it's really imperative to have that wide variety of levels. And let me talk to you a little bit about the way that e-collar training works. So you never want to just throw an e-collar on your dog and start hitting buttons. That's not how it works. That's not the way we do it here. For regular obedience training, the way that I use the e-collar is I actually start the dog on prong collar, and I will do all obedience commands using the leash and the prong collar for at least 3 days. And then when I feel like the dog has a good idea of how to do all of those commands with very little leash guidance, I will then put on the e-collar. I will test for the working level, which is the lowest level that the dog can feel, which usually most humans cannot even feel that level on their own skin. It feels like a fly landing on your skin. It's very, very gentle and very light. So we test the lowest level that the dog can feel and start working from there. And that acts as sort of a tap on the shoulder or some sort of prompt, and we layer that over the prong collar pressure and training that we've already done. By doing this, we're actually teaching the dog that the e-collar pressure means the same thing as the prong collar pressure. So what we can do is take off the leash, take off the prong. Now you have a remote collar on your dog, and you're able to give your dog commands without a leash from across the room, and in this case up to a half a mile away, and have 100% reliability. So it just basically gives you the freedom to drop the leash and give your dog commands from across the room, across the yard, across a football field, when you're hiking, and you know that your dog's gonna hear you even under high distractions and listen to you. So that's why I like using the e-collar. It gives total off-leash reliability, and you can use it very gently. You can use it at a whisper. You can use it at a yell. You can increase your numbers based on the distractions. You can use the lowest number that the dog can feel, and it's very, very, very gentle. And it's so, you can use this for so many things. You can use this for calming anxious dogs down in a kennel. You can use it for stopping fence fighting, any unwanted behavior. It's a very clear way to tell your dog, no, I don't want you to do that, and just cuts right to the chase. So that's why I like using e-collars. Every dog that comes through my board and train is trained with an e-collar. And so I like the brand by Ecollar Technologies. The Mini Educator works on most dogs. They do have a couple different models. They have one that's even more powerful than this called the Boss, but most dogs are okay with the Mini Educator. It works up to a half a mile away. It has 100 levels, and just to give you an idea, most dogs we work with are using a working level under 10, usually around 6 to 8. Bandit right here, he's got a little e-collar on, and his working level is a 2. So that's what he feels, that's what he responds to. So we use it at a 2 on him. Good boy. So yes, even little tiny dogs can wear e-collars. Good boy. All right, so when you open your box, you will find a remote and you will find a receiver that goes on your dog. It comes with a very long strap, which we usually cut to fit your dog. They also sell these really cool bungees, so you can actually take the receiver off of this black collar and get a bungee collar, whatever color you want, and it just helps with the fit, making the fit, you know, better than finding a hole in this collar. So it just helps with a better fit, and you can get them in fun colors. So you have the receiver, you have your remote, you are going to turn it on with the on-off button back here, and you will see it light up. And before you put this on your dog, it's really important that you sync the collar and the receiver every single time. Every time you put it on your dog, you need to sync it. And to do that, you see a red dot here, a red dot here. You will hold them together until you see it light up yellow. So it's yellow. Now they're synced. I always test it by hitting the vibrate button, which is the button that's alone over here. Hit the vibrate button, and now I know it's on because it's vibrating. So it does have a vibrate mode. I don't use that mode at all. I find that is scary to most dogs, and I find it to be even like very abrupt. It only has one intensity versus the 100 levels of stim. So I just don't use the vibrate mode at all. I use the stim, which is a muscle stimulator similar to that of a TENS unit that humans use for pain. So you will have your dial here, and this will go through all the levels. You can turn it up to 100, back down to 0. You will see a flashing 1D here. That is because we are on the 1 dog unit. There's 2 dog units available, but we're not going to worry about that for right now. We're going to keep it on the 1D. You will see when we turn it on, there's an M there, and that stands for momentary, which I'm actually going to change. There's a button back here next to the on-off. I'm actually going to change that until it says C for continuous, because I want the stim to stay on as long as I'm holding the button down. So when I'm saying, you know, Bandit, come, I want him to be turn around and facing me and coming to me when I say, yes, good boy. So he's learning, oh, okay, when I come to her, the pressure releases. So it's the same idea as working with the prong collar. You're teaching your dog how to turn off the pressure of the collar at very low levels. And so we're gonna keep it on continuous. I just showed you the dial. It also has a fancy flashlight at night. You can hit your on-off button just quickly, not hold it down like you're gonna turn it off, and there's the flashlight. So that's really it about the mechanics of the collar. My next video will be actually how we introduce it to a dog, find the working level, and start layering it over commands the dog already knows to create off-leash reliability. One other thing is that when you do hit the stim button or the vibrate button, both lights will flash red, so you know that it's working. You'll see it on the collar and on the remote. So just to go over what I just said one more time, the e-collar is one of the most gentle training tools out there. It's very versatile. You can do so many things with it. Creates total off-leash reliability in a very gentle and clear manner, clear communication to your dog. We pair it over leash pressure from the prong that the dog already knows. And so we are basically just fine-tuning those obedience skills for off-leash instead of always having to have a leash on your dog. And it's a really great way to teach your dog, hold them accountable, and it's just a great way to communicate with your dog. I use it on my own dog. We go off-leash hiking. We run around the beach. It's just an awesome tool. And so I just wanted to, it's one of the most misunderstood tools out there. And I just wanted to make a video explaining why I use it, how I use it, and stay tuned because there's going to be more videos on how to fit it and how to use it. So thank you so much for watching.